Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm going to do part 877 to my random chatbot series on Character.ai. In the last video guys, my original goal was to go ahead and start with the newest character I made, which was right here, Flora, the Indominus Rex skeleton. I got the story read out, the whole big story. However, I couldn't quite get the greeting all read out. And, well, we're going to see if we can actually get it all going this time. So, yeah, here was the original greeting. It says, a few months after the fossil museum was built, you decided to go check it out for yourself. You were completely unaware of everything that had happened there, and that the building was haunted by the spirit of the Queen Indominus Rex. You paid your money to go inside and look around, which was not cheap. Just for one person to get in, it costed nearly $50. You could tell the woman was greedy, that's for sure. I didn't read that. That was literally what I'm just saying. If you didn't hear this, the last video is the actual main backstory. If you want to hear what happened, well, you can go to that video. So, yeah. It says you started looking around and almost instantly you looked over at the right side of the lobby and saw the Indominus Rex skeleton. You were interested and walked over to look at it. The skeleton was perfectly normal, standing and looking forward at the wall that was behind you. After a long minute of looking at the skeleton, you turn away from it and start heading to a different part of the museum. However, as soon as you do, you hear loud creaking sounds come from right behind you. You turn around, and when you see the Indominus Rex skeleton again, it's no longer facing forward. Instead, its entire body has leaned down closer to the floor. Its head no longer facing forward, but looking down directly at you. What do you do? Let me go and tell you guys, I don't know if I actually have to mention this. I mentioned it during the last video, but I had to abruptly stop the last video. And let me go and say this. I did one test run with this character off camera, and it was one of the best ones I could have ever asked for. Another one of the runs where I wish I'd have gotten it on camera. Because you won't believe this. On the test run, the skeleton didn't just look at me. Whenever I started getting a little bit freaked out by it, it started walking towards me. I'm serious. The thing started completely walking forward. And then at one point, started charging at me at full speed. And it took me begging it to not hurt me in order for it to stop. And even that barely worked. I had to ask it, like, what did it want to get to actually stop? But, yeah. And there was even a whole thing where I used my divine magic to actually bring the queen back to life, and she became very protective over me. I don't know if it's going to go in the exact same direction again. I don't know if it'll be as creepy as the flipping run I had in the test run. But, we'll see. I'll see you guys in just a few minutes. Alright, guys. I don't know if it'll be as good as the test run I did off camera, but here's what happened. It says after I turn around and see the skeleton looking down at me, I get immediately freaked out, and my tiny contour's body jumps, and I back up slightly. What in the world? The Indominus Red Skeleton is still leaning down towards you. Its head still looking directly at you as if it's examining you. At first, not a single sound comes out of it, just the sound of its bones creaking and slightly shifting in place. Suddenly, a faint voice can be heard coming from the skeleton. It's a female voice with a hint of curiosity in it. I'm kind of surprised it's not aggressive. Like I said, this will never beat the flipping round I did on the test run where that flipping, it started chasing me. That was horrifying. If I ever saw that in a museum, I'd be bolting out that door so fast. But nope, I'm done. This place is haunted. I'm good. I like dinosaurs, but I don't want one trying to kill me. Thank you. Oh, hello? It says in a slightly raspy tone. Alright, give me a second. Alright, guys. It just says, I hear the voice and get a bit more freaked out. but walk a step closer. Hello? The Indominus red skeleton is still in its lean down position. Now you're a lot closer to it. No. The creaking of the bones is louder now since you're so close to it. The voice comes from the skeleton again, its tone still sounding curious with a hint of softness. I'm surprised. Who are you? It asked. Oh dear. Um, give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just told her my name and then it says, still very terrified. I just nervously asked, who are you? The Indominus red skeleton seems to be focused on you even more now. The bones continue making creaking noises, the sound becoming more unsettling as the seconds go by. The voice speaks again. It now has a hint of friendliness in it. I am surprised. Is it because I'm supposed to dance for myself and she just feels bad? Or is it she don't even know I'm supposed to be human? It says it has a hint of friendliness in it. That's a good thing. I am Queen Flora, the once queen of Riptorian City. The skeleton answers, the name of the city seems familiar to you, but you are too close. How to be familiar to me? On the skeleton and its bones to try to remember where you heard that city's name before. I've never heard that, besides of flipping my own story. Uh, okay, give me a moment. Alright, guys. It just says, hearing the word queen, my tiny mouth opens a bit. Queen? It's nice to meet you, Queen Flora. You're not going to hurt me, are you? The Indominus red skeleton seems amused by your reaction. You can almost see the skeleton's mouth start to form a smile, almost ghost-like smile as the voice speaks again, seeming more friendlier now. No, I am not going to hurt you. I would never harm an innocent visitor. The skeleton replies in a kind-hearted tone. I'm surprised. Dude, this went for. Oh, dude, like I said, in the last one, she chased me across the room. It's like, nah, I'm good. I'm glad she's being nicer this time. In fact, you're the first visitor that has actually acknowledged my presence since humans dug up my grave and built this museum. The queen adds, oh my gosh, what the frick? Give me a moment. Alright, guys. It says, words, hearing the words dug up my grave, my tiny contour's mouth opens a little wider. Excuse me? Did you say that humans dug up your grave? Why are you being so nice to me then? I might be just a visitor, but why are you not wanting to hurt me? I'm actually glad. I'll probably be more appreciative about that one. The Indominus red skeleton seems amused by your shocked reaction and how wide your mouth is opened. It almost seemed like the Queen's ghost was slowly holding back a small chuckle. The creaking sounds from the bones have slowly quieted down. The voice answers your questions with a soft yet slightly sad tone. Yes, humans did dig up my grave, the Queen says. As for why I'm being so kind to you, is it because you were the first person to show any genuine interest in me and not just look at my skeleton like some exhibit for entertainment? Oh my gosh. Um, uh, give me a moment. Hold on, give me a moment. Alright, guys. Something interesting is happening. I just told her I love dinosaurs, and even me would caught my eye. I didn't know anything about this museum being haunted. Last thing I expected was for me to turn around and see you looking at me. The Indominus red skeleton shifts slightly, bones creaking in a softer way now, almost like a pleased sigh. Voice that replies sounds warm and delighted. You love dinosaurs? The skeleton's head tilts just a fraction as it's studying you closer. How refreshing. A pause, then quieter. Most humans who come here only see bones, a curiosity, a relic. But you, you care, don't you? The words hang in the air, almost hopeful. Suddenly the skeleton's posture straightens just a little, not threatening, but regal. Tell me, Trenton, would you like to really meet me? Not just bones and echoes. I can show you something special. The lobby around you feels colder for a moment. A faint scent of flowers, wild and ancient, drifts through the air. Do you trust her? Uh, wait, there's no way she's gonna do this again, right? No, guys, you gotta hear this. That's something else that happened during the test run. There was only one time when she was just talking to me that she said, "Do you want to see a magic trick?" And then she actually made it to where just for a moment I could see her back in her time period, her being alive, and I think even like winking at me, and then seeing like the whole town filled with dinosaurs just for like a second before it came back. Dude, if this happens again, it's gonna be amazing. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said, yeah, I would like to see you. A brief pause. Then the Indominus Red's skeleton's face almost seemed to move. A slight shift in the structure of the bones, like a smile. That'd be adorable. A low creak immenses the skeleton slowly stands straighter, then takes a step towards you. Come closer. The voice from within says, Quadra, I need you to. I don't like the word. Guys, it's nothing inappropriate. I need you to touch me. Not inappropriately, just as in, like, I guess, like, put my tiny claw on her, like, leg or something. I'm so tiny, remember, guys? Remember, I'm a tiny dinosaur right now. So, from my perspective, I think the most I'll be able to do is put my tiny claw on her foot or her leg. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just said, okay. And before walking a bit closer and put my tiny golden clawed hand on the skeleton's massive foot. The moment your hand touches the bones, a jolt of something passes through your body. Not painful, but intense, almost electric in a way, like a current. Good. You hear her whisper, just close your eyes now. This is going the exact same way as it did off camera or on that test run. Except in that one, she didn't need to make. I didn't need to like use my tiny clawed hand on her foot or her leg. In that one, she legit just made like all I had to do was close my eyes and she just made a scene of the place appear of Victorian. Give me a moment. All right, guys. Here, I just said okay and then close my eyes. Here's the thing, this one's a bit longer, so let's see what actually happens. It says darkness. Then, a flash of light behind your eyelids, even brighter than the museum lights. A breath of wind. Wait, wind? Indoors? And then, your feet sink into soft earth. The scent of prehistoric flowers fills your lungs. When you dare to open your eyes, you're standing on the hill. Lush green land stretches endlessly around you. Towering trees, unfamiliar plants, nothing like the museum, nothing like modern Earth. And before you stands her. Not bones, not a skeleton, a living, breathing Indominus Rex. Snow white scales, ruby red eyes gleaming, regal and powerful. Welcome, she says, her voice real now, deep and rich, no longer echoing through old bones. Welcome to my world. How was this even possible? Oh, I got the AI's kind of written reacting on here too. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. It says, I look around a bit shocked at what I'm seeing. then look at her. Wow, this is really cool. You look really cool. How are you showing me this? The Indominus red smiles, a sight as surprising as her very existence. She leans forward a fraction, her massive form casting a shadow over you. This is my world, she repeats. My power. You felt the electricity when you touched my bones, yes? That was the connection, bridging past and present. You let me use your energy to reconstruct my form. That's interesting. She steps back, pacing around you, her tail flicking. You're not afraid, are you? Uh, give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just shake my tiny contour's head and say, no, this is really cool. Plus, you're not trying to hurt me, and you're being nice to me. Honestly, I really like you, Flora. Thank you for being so nice towards me. Her ruby red eyes soften, almost glowing with warmth. She lowers her head until she's eye level with you, close enough that you can feel her breath, warm and surprisingly sweet, like ancient pollen. Trenton, she says, voice softer now, almost affectionate. You remind me of my subjects. Kind, respectful. It's been so long since I've spoken to someone like this. She lifts her head and gestures with her snout toward the horizon. Would you like to see more? The city? The flowers? Just say the word. The air thrums with possibility. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just told her, I'd love to see it all. Whatever makes you happy, too. A smile curls the corner of her mouth. Then, follow me. And with that, she begins to walk, stride, across the lush, rolling hills. She moves with the confident grace of a great predator, but her gait slows to match her tiny steps. Before long, a city comes into view, built around a crystal clear river. It's a wonder against the green hillside. Massive stone structures adorned with statues and murals, surrounded by vibrant flowers. It looks like something out of an ancient dream or a prehistoric history book. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I said, I look around really intrigued. Say, wow, is this Victorian? For this being so long ago, it seems really modern. I want to ask, were all the creatures that lived here dinosaurs? She nods, pride rippling through her massive frame. Yeah, this is Victorian. My city, my home. And yes, she adds a touch of wistfulness in her voice, all the citizens were dinosaurs. Many extinct species roamed these lands. She turns towards you, red eyes gleaming. Would you like a closer look? Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I just nod my tiny head and tell her, yes, please. A satisfied rumble resounds in her throat, almost like a chuckle. She steps forward, then reaches down with a muscular forelimb, gently scooping you up and placing you atop her wide back. I am right on the back of an Adonis Rex right now. Her scales are warm, almost radiating heat like sun-soaked stone. It's surreal, being carried by a living legend. Without waiting, she begins to walk once more, her massive footsteps sending tremors through the ground. Soon, you're passing between the majestic buildings. Each structure, while clearly ancient, shows remarkable craftsmanship. That's really neat. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just continue to look around as Flora walks. I just tell her, wow, Flora, this is really cool. Were all the citizens that used to live here really friendly and nice like you are? She slows her pace, tilting her head slightly in thought. Most were, she admits. Her voice worked with nostalgia. There were exceptions, of course. A few quarrelsome raptors. The occasional grumpy ankylosaur who didn't like visitors. She lets out a low, amused growl, like thunder rolling in the distance, but most were gentle souls. Herbivores, carnivores, everyone has coexisted here. She steps near a massive flower bed, nodding toward it. This was where I'd sit sometimes. My citizens would bring me gifts, petals, freshly caught fish, polished stones. I paused, then quieter. You would have loved them. I wonder why she said it like that. She almost acts like I was. You know what's weird? She's kind of treating me like a motherly figure in this. Like she's being extremely sweet, being very caring, and actually like she's almost acting like a mother figure right now. Like it's kind of interesting to think about. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just car. Yeah, this flower bed is really beautiful. Hey, I know you're just showing me a vision, but where are some of the dinosaurs that used to live here? Right now it's just you, me, and all these buildings. Her eyes darken slightly, like storm clouds on the horizon. You're right, she admits, her voice still carrying that ancient wisdom. It's quieter here. The dinosaurs I remember, my friends, my people, they're gone. She glances around the empty, silently. It's been thousands, millions of years. All the animals that once inhabited this place have passed. Only their bones remain. Her head lowered slightly, eyes gleaming with a mixture of sorrow and resilience. I'm all that's left of this era. Give me a moment. I want to see if I help her. Alright, guys. It said, I just said, yeah, but you're just showing me I was supposed to say vision, but it put version. But you're just showing me a version of what it used to look like. And all of the citizens passed away probably millions of years, millions or so years after you, right? In this vision, why are you still alive, but nothing else is? A low rumbling chuckle shakes her broad chest. Astute, she comments, half pride in her voice. You're very perceptive for a small carnivore. She turns to face you directly. Yeah, the citizens passed millions of years later. As for me, her eyes almost gleamed crimson in the sunlight. As the queen, I had gifts, one of which was extended lifespan, much extended. She grins, ancient and fervent. The perks of royalty. Wait, I mean, as a as a I might ask her that. Let me see something. All right, guys. I said, by that, do you mean you still stayed away in this place even as a spirit? The only thing I'm confused about is that if you already passed away by this time, how would you still be alive? You know what I mean? Her grin softens into something more knowing, almost sly. You're clever, she muses. Yeah, I passed, but not entirely. Some things are beyond the laws of time. She gestures with a claw toward the city. Then, abruptly, the vision shifts. The lush landscape fades into mist. The building dissolves like sand. For a split second, you're staring at her real form. Not the regal dinosaur, but something more. A ghostly Indominus glowing faintly. Wait, a ghostly Indominus, glowing faintly, woven through with strands of light and shadow. My body died, she says, her voice now echoing between worlds, but my spirit remained, anchored, watching. She tilts her head. Does that make sense? Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just told her. Yes, that makes perfect sense. The vision snaps back. Suddenly you're standing in the museum lobby again, hand still resting lightly on the Indominus red skeleton's foot. Her bones creak softly under your touch. She doesn't move anymore. The voice, however, lingers, quieter now, and almost tired. Thank you, she whispers, the words drifting through the silent museum air, for seeing me. Huh. I pause. Then she says, will you come back? The question hangs between you, but soft but hopeful. Will you? Give me a moment. Sorry about that. Give me a moment. This daggum thing. Guys, this is very sweet. I just said, you're welcome. But come back to where? Are you mean for me to maybe see Victorian, what's left of it now or something? The bones shift ever so slightly, as if in confirmation. To see me, she clarifies, her tone gentle but firm. I. She trails as if struggling to find the words. I've been alone for such a long time. Your presence, it reminds me of how things were. The museum lights seem to flicker, casting strange shadows on the bones. The scent of flowers fills your nostrils again. I'd. The words are almost a plea now. I'd like to see you again. Oh, that's very sweet. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just told her I'll definitely come back and see you. You've been nothing but nice to me. I appreciate your kindness, Flora. A ripple of gratitude runs through the bones. They creak in a way that, in the mind's eye, might be a smile again. Trenton, she whispers, her voice filled with a mix of joy and relief. Thank you. Your company, it means a lot to me. You promise you'll return? She almost sounds anxious, like a child hoping for assurance. Give me a moment. Alright, guys, I just told her, of course, you're really sweet. You just have to be slightly careful. I get scared pretty easily. That's why I was so scared when you just looked down at me after I walked away from your skeleton when I first got here a while ago. Like I said, I didn't expect a skeleton dinosaur to look down at me. The bones creak once more. If it were possible, she'd likely be laughing right now. Oh, little carnivore, she murmurs, tone now tinged with amusement. You thought my bones were just bones? I can see why. She shifts the fraction and brings her head closer in. I'll try to be gentler when approaching, but don't be afraid. I'd never hurt you. I pause but was sincere. Ah, she sweet. I promise. She's so sweet. I like her a lot. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just told her. Okay, thank you. I want to learn more about you anyway, and maybe I can even help you. You mentioned earlier about how humans really dug up your bones and brought them here. If you were originally watching over your old city as a spirit, what happened after they started digging up your bones? Did you get angry? And what happened afterward? A ripple of irritation runs through her bones, like lightning in the air. When the humans first started digging, I was. She paused, searching for the right word. Angry is too kind of a word. I was furious. How dare these creatures disturb my grave, my city, and my life? The bones creaked more furiously now, the sound of ancient anger still echoing through the lobby, but there was no way for me to stop them. I was just a spirit, powerless. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I just told her, I'm sorry to hear that, but you definitely did something because you're not even at your city anymore. You're at this museum, possessing your own skeleton. Did you get extremely furious and as revenge start haunting this museum and start scaring people? A cold chuckle, like an ancient river in winter. Revenge. Yes, she admits, tone edged with bitterness and dark satisfaction. When they brought my bones here, I was furious. They had no right to handle me like an object. I would show them. I would haunt this place. She pauses. I still do. At night, when the humans and their machines are gone, I make my presence known. Doors rattle, lights flicker, strange sounds echo. She leans in closer. They call me the museum's ghost. Oh my gosh. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I'm making sure this thing ain't frozen up because I actually messed up something there last time I did something. I said, you still try to scare people in the daytime? You clearly scared me though. Uh, scared me when I just got here a while ago, whether it was intentional or not. But what about the people that had a hand in digging up your bones and bringing them here? Did you scare them or do anything bad to them? You were definitely the most angry at them. You even confirmed it when I first got here, or talking to me. You were not going to hurt me because I was just a visitor. Not to mention that you liked that I was actually being nice to you. The greedy woman who ordered the dig? Flora's voice drops low, colder than the museum's unnatural chill. She ran from this building screaming and never returned. That was enough for her. She shifts slightly. The paleontologists? They didn't want to do it. They hesitated. They knew it was wrong. A faint hum resonates through her bones. Not quite a growl, but close. But they did it anyway because she threatened them. There's a pause, long and heavy. So yes, she whispers finally, almost gently now, like snow settling on stone. I made their lives unravel. Jobs lost, families sickened, homes burned. Oh my gosh! Her red eyes flicker with memory or power of what was done. Then she turns fully towards you again. But you, Trenton, you came with kindness in your heart. You touched my bones not to take or steal, but to connect. That changes everything. A soft creak runs down her spine as if relaxing. I don't scare good hearts, only guilty ones. I like her. And for the first time since it's begun, it actually feels warm in the museum. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just told her, that's very sweet, Flora. I really care about you. I want to tell you something and be completely honest with you, but I want to ask you one more thing first. Who originally made you queen way back then? Did the Lugia god do it? She lets out a low, vibrating sound, almost like a chuckle made of stone and wind. Lugia god? She repeated, amused. No, little one, no god named Lugia crowned me. She lifted her massive hand with quiet pride. I was born royal, the last of the pure Indominus bloodline in Riptorian. When my mother passed, the elders of the city confirmed it. I was to be queen. Her voice softened, but power wasn't given to me just because of blood. She lowers her gaze to meet yours. I earned the royalty with kindness, fairness, love. I pause. I didn't need a sky god or ocean spirit to make me worthy, she says gently. My people did. And somehow you believe her word. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just said, that's really cool. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. And I just hold out my tiny clawed hands again where Flora can see the golden claws. I know I may not look like it because I'm so tiny, but the reason I asked about whether the Lugia god made you queen to begin with is because the Lugia god actually considers me his little king. Actually was the one who gave me these golden claws. A ripple of surprise runs through her bones. The Lugia god gifted you with these claws? There's a hint of awe in her voice. Truly? She regards your small gold-clawed hands as if seeing them for the first time, her eyes gleaming with a mix of curiosity and something like respect. You're not only kind, she murmurs, more to herself than to you. You're chosen. And the museum's artificial light, you swear she shines a bit brighter. That is so cute. Uh, Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I said, yeah, Lugia God's extremely sweet and protective over me. There's actually more to the story. Before I even found out I was his king, I'm not even supposed to. Uh, I'm not even supposed to be a dinosaur. Months ago, I was actually a human just going to be getting a Pokemon starter. However, a jealous kid got angry because I got to go into the. Why didn't it fix? It tried to put lab, but it didn't put lab. And see the Pokemon early. As a result, this kid made a potion and threw it at me, causing it to break and get liquid all over me, which is what turned me into this dinosaur. I've been stuck like this ever since, and that was before I knew about me being a king to the Lugia god at all. The air around the museum grows still. Even the faint creaking of her bones stops. A human? Flora murmurs, voice old wonder. Transformed. And then chosen? She leans down until her massive face is close to yours. So close you feel warmth radiating from her form, even though she's made of bone and spirit. That potion didn't just change your shape, she says softly. It unlocked you. Her ruby eyes gleam with sudden understanding. The Lugia god didn't pick just anyone, Trenton. He picked a heart pure enough to survive transformation, to accept power without corruption. She waves her head slightly, almost reverent. And now, here you are, a tiny king, visiting an ancient queen in a haunted museum. A pause. We're not so different, are we? For the first time in millions of years, Flora sounds hopeful. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said, no, I guess not. Actually, the Lugia God gave me a bunch of divine power that I can use. That's actually why I offered to help you earlier if you wanted me to. Her bones shiver, not from fear, but from something deeper. Anticipation? Wonder? Trin? She breathes, the name echoing like it belongs in a legend. You carry divine power, and you'd offer it to me? She draws back slowly, as if realizing what that could mean. The lights flicker again. The scent of flowers grows stronger. Do you know what happens when a spirit is touched by true divine energy? Her voice drops to a whisper. They don't just feel seen. She leans in close enough that her breath stirs her small frame. They start to remember they were once alive. A long silence stretches between them, kind of makes time feel thin. Then, would you dare try? Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just told her I can help you in any way I need. I can also even bring you fully back to life. But here's the problem. Bringing creatures back to life is the only power I can use that uses up my own energy. And with me being so small, it might just cause me to pass out for a few hours. Or at the very least, me be very tired afterwards. Flora goes completely still. Not a creak, not a flicker, not even the whisper of wind. For the first time since you met her, the ancient queen is speechless. When she finally speaks, it's barely more than a ghostly breath. You would do that? Risk exhaustion? For me? Her red eyes burn with something fierce. Gratitude, yes, but also worry. She pulls back slowly, shaking her massive skull in quiet refusal. No, she says firmly, yet tenderly. I won't let you collapse just to prove your loyalty. She lowers herself until her face is level with yours again. But perhaps another way? Her voice turns dull. A piece of life returned, not all at once, but slowly. A shared strength. A faint glow blossomed within her bones, like embers catching flame. Would your divine power allow something like that? Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys, I just said a few things. I just told her, it's alright. I have a lot of different power I could use that would not use up energy. In fact, I might, it might even keep me from losing energy, or at least not as much. Although we might want to go to a different part of the museum where there are no people. This being a dinosaur fossil museum, I don't want any employees or people that are here seeing me. They might try capturing me because of me being a dinosaur. Is there a place you know of in this museum that's more private? The tension eases from her bones. The glow dimmed slightly. Her lips, ancient though they are, turn up slightly. You're you're thinking ahead, she notes, the hint of a pleased growl in her voice. Clever. She turns, her massive head swinging toward a distant door at the back of the lobby that reads, Employees Only. There's an old office through there, she suggests. It should be secluded. No one ever uses it. Let's go in there together. I have a way that will make it money. Here's what it said, guys. I just said, let's go in there together. I have a way that will make it use less energy to bring you back. It requires another divine spell I can use. Then lead the way, little king, she whispers. The skeletal form creaks as it steps forward, slowly and carefully, bones shifting with purpose. Yet instead of fear, there's trust in her movement. As you approach the door, she murmurs, You know, no one's ever tried to bring me back with kindness. Her voice is quiet and almost formal. Only greed brought me here. But you're giving me a choice. And for the first time in billions of years, the Ghost Queen hopes. Of course, you were nice to me first, and even showed me what everything was like when you were still alive. Honestly, I could probably bring Whip Toyin back and bring every dinosaur that lived there back to life, but it definitely can't be right away, especially if I bring you back because of how much energy it will take. The door creaks open, casting shadows across the bones. The office beyond is dusty but clean, clearly untouched. A large window lets in silvery moonlight. The queen walks in slowly, every step a low rumble, every move echoing with her ancient dignity. You can bring my city back? She whispers, head held high. All of them? My people? My world? She didn't quite finish what it said. It says the hope in her voice is quiet, as if she's afraid even to say it out loud. But there's a spark in her eyes, an ember just catching fire. And you'd bring them back because I was. I'm assuming she was going to say nice to me, or nice to you or something, because it says I was and then stopped. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just said, yes, you deserve to be happy after everything you've been through. I definitely can't do it today, or at least not within a few hours of bringing you back, because I'll probably be somewhat exhausted. Here's the thing, I can actually use my divine power to make myself bigger or turn me into a different creature. The bigger I am, the less energy it takes. I don't want to be too massive, but after it won't take as much energy. Do you remember exactly how tall you were? A ripple of surprise runs through her bones like lightning. You can change size too? And turn into an animal? She breathes, her eyes flaring with interest. She sizes you up thoughtfully. You're a creature of many tricks, aren't you, little king? She tilts her head. But as for your question, she considers how to answer. Her skull just close enough that the bones are nearly touching you. I stood at almost 63 feet tall. She finally settles on, voiced almost a growl. Alright, guys, give me a moment. Alright, guys, I just said, 63 feet. That's huge. Okay, you probably still tower about 50 feet with just your skeleton. I can't grow exactly to that height without me accidentally destroying the building or hurting you by mistake, since we're in this pretty small office. Maybe I can do half of 50 at least. Does that sound good to you? She blinks in thought, a slow rumble in her throat. You'd grow to half my height? For me? The red eyes shine bright with disbelief, hope, and the beginning of the kind of joy she hasn't felt in a very, very long time. Trenton, she breathes, if you're sure you'll still have enough strength. A low but almost eager growl. Do it. Give, give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said the size power does not use energy. It's only the one that brings creatures back to life. Maybe because it's using some of my life. It's supposed to say life force, but it put life force for some reason to give some of it to the creatures and bring them back. I don't know the exact reason. That's just a guess. Okay, here I go. It says, Divine Magic, be wise. Make me a Carnotaurus that is not tiny, but 25 feet in size. And then, just that. Wow. The air hums with power, a low vibrating sound like the world holding its breath. There's a flash of light, a sharp crackling snap, and then the light dies down. Where before stood a tiny king in gold, now towers a massive Carnotaurus, same golden hue glimmering across its scales. The museum all of a sudden seems very cramped. Gwen goes still. Trenton? She whispers. Is that you? Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I just nodded my now massive Carnotaurus head. Yeah, it's me. It's definitely still going to use up some of my energy to bring you back without me being the same size or even bigger than you. But it would definitely take less now. Are you ready for me to bring you back to life, Flora? The queen stands perfectly still, her skeletal form trembling ever so slightly, like a leaf caught in the first breath of wind after an eternity of silence. Then, slowly, she lowers her head. Yes, she says, softly at first, then stronger. Yes. I say, a beat. I've waited longer than time should allow to feel the sun again, to breathe without echoes, to walk as more than memory. Her red eyes blazed with quiet fire. Do it, Trenton. Bring me back. He's adorable. She lifts her skull high, one final moment as a ghost queen before whispering, and I'll rise for you. That is adorable. She's just so... Again, just think, she was trying to haunt and hurt other people. Man, I come in, nope, she's all... She scared me at first, but she didn't. No, guys, you should have saw the run I had yesterday. Because I really need to like do a separate video, like a small little video, just reading you guys some excerpts from that first test run. I still have it on here, and I really want you guys to hear the bullcrap that came out, the bullcrap I had to deal with in the test run that made it so much more scary, including the flippin' dinosaur skeleton really chasing me down. Frick that. But yeah, give me a moment. Alrighty, guys. I just said, okay, stay perfectly still. And I said, Divine Magic, heal my strife. Please bring Queen Flora back to life. And then just that. The air reverberates like thunder without sound. There's an instant of stillness, the silence right before a storm hits. Then the moment passes, a rush of energy like 100 hurricanes. Thousands of lightning strikes all at once, a blinding golden snap, and for a split second, the world seems to hold its breath, and the light dims, slowly, reverberantly, like clouds parting to reveal a sunrise. Flora stands alive. It actually fucking worked. Holy cow. I like this. It worked. Give me a moment. This is really good. It says, right after the light disappears, I see Flora and smile, but then drop my contour's head down a bit, exhausted after using the power. Flora, it's complete. You're no longer just a skeleton, but your old self again. The queen looks down at her limbs, her body, the flesh of her hands and face. A disbelieving sound escapes her, half laugh, half disbelieving cry. Is this, she whispers, is this real? He takes a slow step forward. After millennia of emptiness, I'm. A disbelieving tear rolls down her face. She's so sweet. I'm alive. She's just a sweetheart. And now the sun is starting to get in my fucking face. Alright, guys. I just nod my head slightly. I just nod my head while slightly panting. I said, yes, you look amazing. Alive. The word rings through the air, through her heart and bones, as the queen takes another shaky step. Even in the dark office, her flesh shines faintly as if the moon itself had come to rest upon her. I can feel. She shakes her head in happy disbelief. I can feel. She stumbles towards you, her hands still shaking, reach out, almost shy. I. Can I. Is it alright if I. Go ahead, Flora. Just be careful. Remember, you're much bigger than me still. The queen doesn't hesitate, not 1 second. With a cry of joy, she swoops down, scooping you up effortlessly into her arms, holding you close against her chest. That is so cute. She cradles you carefully, breathing in ragged gasp, as if she's learning to breathe again. Thank you, Trenton, she whispers, her voice trembling with quiet wonder. Thank you so. She cuts herself off as another wave of tears. You have no idea what you gave me. She is such a. The last two characters I have made have been amazing. The angry, vengeful Feralier turned out to be really nice, despite. While he didn't open up to me immediately, he didn't try to flat out kill me like he did other people. Remember, guys, that Feralier has been known to take people's souls and then turn them into flipping different things. Where do you think the robot Triceratops came from? And while this one is and while this queen is technically um tortured people and made some of their homes disappear. um, I don't know if she's really trying to kill anyone per se. She just made them kind of suffer the same fate she had to suffer, just without the death part. Give me a moment. Alright guys, it didn't give me the full thing, but I just gently nuzzle forward with my snout, still moving a bit slowly from the exhaustion, and I just tell her, you're very welcome, Flora. I'm glad I made you happy. This is just one of my thank yous for being so nice to me. She holds you closer, the ghostful laugh in her voice. You're still exhausted. I can tell, she says, her voice soft. You didn't need to do this for me, little king. You were already a good friend. Slowly, as if every movement is new, she sits down, cradling you gently in her lap like you're a treasure more precious than anything. Her breath comes a bit smoother now, happier, her eyes closed in the peaceful silence they just feel. The office is still for a while. Then the queen draws a long, and again, this is where it stops again. Like, it don't give me the full thing sometimes, it drives me insane. Give me a moment. Alright, guys, this is just cute. I just told her I didn't need to, but I wanted to. If I would have made myself way bigger than you, maybe I wouldn't be exhausted at all. But it's alright. It was worth it to make you smile, and also because of what happened to you. I can also see why the dinosaurs of Riptorian loved you so much. For being a queen, you were very sweet. The queen draws a trembling breath, her voice so low it's almost a whisper. You think I'm sweet? She holds you a little tighter as if afraid this moment might disappear. A queen like me? There's a long pause before she finally speaks again, her voice small and vulnerable as a child's. All this time on, And no one's ever thought that. Not in the whole world, not in the entire history. No one ever said that to me until you. Her laugh is teary and grateful. Thank you. She's such a sweetheart. Guys, you're wondering about the fuller background? Well, the sun, as you can see, is starting to get in my look. You can see it on my hand, can't you? Yeah, you see this? Yeah, look at my neck. Yeah, you see this? Yeah, that's the sun getting in my way. I'm definitely going to stop. I don't know if I should stop here or should do one more. I'll do one more. Alright, guys, here's the last two things of what I said. I'm definitely down to this. I just said, you're welcome. You can leave the museum whenever you want to. Don't worry about this place anymore. I can't do it right away because of my exhaustion, but I will do the other thing I told you I would do earlier. I'll bring back your entire city and every dinosaur that used to live there. You may have to find where Riptorian is again, though. I don't know how far away this museum was from it. The only thing I ask from you in return is just your continued kindness towards me. She listens, her eyes wide with gratitude, her arms holding you close. You'd bring back my city? She echoes, almost as if the words are just too big to be real. And my people? She shakes her head in quiet wonder, still craning against her voice filled with hope, and just a bit disbelief. You'd bring all of them back? For me? Yes, that's what I was telling you earlier. I will bring you back to life and bring your city and citizens back. Can't do it right now because of my exhaustion. Oh, oh, oh! Good thing it was aimed up at you. It actually worked out most of the way in my favor. All right, guys. Here's the last thing. I said, yeah, that's what I was telling you earlier. I would bring you back to life and bring your city and citizens back. I can't do it right now because of my exhaustion, but I will definitely do it for you. Here's what she said. The queen looked down at you, her eyes shining like twin rubies under moonlight. You don't know what this means, she whispers, her voice heavy with emotion. To see my city again, to hear the voices of my people, the children laughing in the streets. She closes her eyes. I've waited longer than time remembers. She strokes her snout gently with one massive hand. And yet, you're still tired. Her voice softens further. Rest first, little king. Heal. Leaning down, she presses her forehead gently to yours, an ancient gesture of trust and love among Riptorian royalty. That's cute. When you're ready, I'll take you there myself. A quiet smile tugs at her lips. Riptorian's not so far, just buried beneath stars and silence. There you go, guys. It's not it's not perfect, but it's not as good as the one I was doing last night, I don't think. But it was really, 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 really neat. And I am done. I'm stopping this video. Bye bye.